It's actually like 10 in the morning, but it's super dark and gloomy here in Canada, so we're just leaning into this nighttime look. Anyways, lighting a white cyc studio looks really easy in theory, you know, it's just a white background, but when I was first starting out, I had a ton of challenges with doing this, so in this video I'm going to share some tips on how to light a white cyc studio. Choosing the right studio is probably one of the most important parts of this process. In my early stages, I've been asked to shoot on one of those like roll down photography backdrops, and I've also been asked to shoot in like photography studios where there's just a bunch of white walls, but you're sort of not able to do it with those two things if you're expecting to get like full body. The reason for this is because you need a cyclorama wall. So a cyclorama is when there's a little bit of transition from the wall to the actual floor. In those photography studios, the reason why you're not able to get that clean white look is because there's the hard transition from the wall to the actual floor. So in order to get that like infinity look, you need that bit of transition. You could probably get away with like a medium shot or doing some product stuff on just a white wall, but if you're expecting to do a full body shot where you actually see the person from head to toe, then you're gonna need to shoot in one of these studios. When you're trying to use one of those roll down backdrops, you'll run into the issue of the wider you go, the more of the stands you'll actually see in the frame. It could be a stylistic thing, but if you're not going for that and you want that like white cyc look, you could probably get away with doing vertical content on one of those, but I think a white cyc studio is just the answer if you want that like white void look. So another problem you might run into is if you put up your key light and it's hitting your subject and the background, you want to avoid this as much as possible because you want your sources to be doing isolated things. So your key light is only hitting your talent and you have lighting for the background, just lighting the backdrop. That's why you need that separation. You'll notice that the talent is a few feet away from the actual wall. They're not right up against it. And also I have a big key light. It's an 8x8 full grid with a sky panel going through it. And you'll notice how it's off to the side, almost like 3/4, because I didn't want it hitting the background too much. I wanted those sources to be isolated. And then for the actual white cyc wall, we had 2 sky panels up in the grid. But if I tried to do this on a smaller scale with just one key light trying to light our subject and our background, you're not really able to achieve this sort of look. You need that separation and you need a light on the background and your talent, and you need as much separation as possible. So that's why we chose this studio and not a photography studio. They had everything pre-rigged beforehand, so that saves a ton of time. The director Jimmy and I were looking at references beforehand and we wanted a more stylized, contrasty look, but if you wanted a more clean corporate look, it's just a matter of increasing the level on the background lights and removing some of the negative fill that we had. Obviously, if you don't have access to one of these studios and it's out of your budget and you're forced to shoot on one of those roll down backdrops, try to get as much separation from your talent to your background and have your sources be isolated. And if need be, you can also put a source on the ground pointed up for your background light. This might create a little bit of a different look and it's often used for like product stuff, but make do with what you have, of course. So just a quick video this week, but if you like this one, then subscribe to my channel and check out this one I have queued up here. Thanks for watching.